Hi traders, this is Brad with the Asian preview. All right, now let's just have a look at the where this North American session is finishing. The equity is down around 0.6, 0.7%. Okay, a little bit of a negative tone for that Asian equity market to start the day. The one thing you're sort of seeing now, we've hit that low in the dollar index. What was that, around 97 sort of 60. It's now stabilized and it's now sort of trading sideways as we start to move closer towards that Fed meeting next week. We've got some US numbers out later in the week as well, so we may see some activity. But now this is where it really sort of warms up. The week, we've had a little bit of time under the water as far as from last week's major announcements, the ECB, non-farm payrolls, everything's sort of settling down. You come back over here to the majors, you can start to piece a few things together. Now, the Aussie and the Kiwi, for that matter, have come off a little bit more on the news of weaker commodities and all that sort of stuff. I still think these currencies are trading in a big sideways range. I don't think it will have a clear direction until after the Fed announcement on interest rates. Dollar yen definitely trading sideways, back in the sort of cloud here. We do have support and resistance both sides here, but it's just gyrating sideways. Euro, once again, like the dollar index, has now sort of looked like to me has peaked around that 110 and is now sort of trading sideways. We do have the sort of latest resistance line here to consider as we come up towards some of this European data this week. But Euro, I'll come back to this in a minute, it's quite appealing on a number of different crosses. Sterling, okay, drifting as it does. The UK manufacturing data. Actually, let me just come back to that. We had a bunch of data out last night from a few different sources. UK, I was going to say the UK, the manufacturing output numbers weaker than expected. Okay, Eurozone, it's the revised GDP, which came out basically as expected, I should say. And then you've got a bunch of mixed bits and pieces here. So the CAD, and this is another big one for the day. CAD oil has sort of dropped to like $37 a barrel. Had a little bit of stronger CAD data as well. So it's sort of, that whole mixed bag of dollar CAD is not really sort of working out for many people. And as far as the US numbers, more really peripheral stuff. So you come back to those majors, as I was sort of just touching on. Sterling took another little sort of knee jerk after the manufacturing data. It was pretty obvious on the crosses as well. And here's that dollar CAD back to $37 a barrel. I mean, this is, I think it was like 11.5-year highs for dollar CAD, something huge there. So dollar CAD, it does provide opportunities if oil does come back, okay, particularly on a move back down here. But focusing on the Asian sort of session, okay, we've got a couple of currencies here sort of moving sideways. We've got Aussie employment figures out on Thursday, which are going to be critical for the Aussie dollar. The rest of the currencies are sort of just slowly just getting their jive back. They're starting to work out what's going on. Let's just have a look at the beast. Okay, we've got a few crosses here to look at. The yen crosses a little bit bastardized after last week's data. You got euro yen after that huge move in euro, up in the cloud here, literally. Whereas sterling yen after yesterday's UK data, lower, and then also CAD yen, it's all over the place. As oil falls, you'd expect CAD yen to fall. There was a sort of nice trend line there. It is a bit of a crazy cross, but you can see what's going on there. Kiwi, to me, doesn't look like it's any good at all. And sorry, Aussie yen, that is. And Kiwi sort of the same, down through the cloud. We've got support here miles away. So I don't think Aussie yen and Kiwi yen are the two popular ones. Even sterling yen doesn't look that crazy shot. CAD yen's in the middle of nowhere. If anything, if you look at the cloud, euro yen looks like the best cross to be looking at. And you would expect some sort of correction here from this massive move. Okay, it's a 400-point move. There has to be some give back there. So what we should be looking for is some sort of euro weakness or yen strength to get into that cross. Just have a quick look at the China. We've got some PPI, CPI data out today, so you want to keep a close eye on the Chinese numbers. The Asian equity markets, if you're looking for the Nikkei Open, we've got, well, the Nikkei was down 200. Where's the, let me just come over here, get the futures up. Oh, got the wrong page up. Okay, so the Nikkei futures are due to open down 110 points. Okay, that gives you the starting point for the Nikkei for today. Now, it was down 210 yesterday, and US equities are down to like 0.7. So you'd expect this to be, pretty much close to the mark. These Chinese numbers, CPI, etc., could lead to a bigger sell-off in Asian equities. And what I'm talking about is the Shenzhen and the Shanghai indexes there. So keep an eye on that as we go through this Asian day. That's pretty much all we've got to look at as we await Thursday's Australian employment numbers. That's going to be a bit of a major focus there for the local currency pair. Actually, just having a look at this, there's some housing finance numbers out. We have seen stranger things happen, so just keep an eye on that as we go through the session. But all the pressure is on the commodities at this point, so they don't seem to be bouncing too much at this point. So if that's the way things are going, well then should really impact the Aussie. We do have a support line here around 71, sort of 85, but it has come a long way in a very short period of time. All right, so probably looking for a rally to sell into, or really bad news to sell through that support line. Anyway, that's the Asian day, guys. It's a bit of a mixed bag. The technical's still just slowly coming back, as I said, after the last week's big numbers. Sterling's got a good support line here, so 3 touches down here around 149.5, there's some action here across the board. So just tune up your technical levels and get ready for some of these major economic numbers to come out. Hopefully they'll give us some direction, and we matched those up with the trend lines, and away we go. All right, chaps, we'll catch you later on. Cheerio.